Even senior software engineers fail job interviews. Obviously. For the last 8 years, I failed a lot of interviews, but I also succeeded to pass a lot of interviews. In this video, I want to tell you about 3 most important things that you need to know to increase your chances to pass the software engineer interview successfully. And now I'm even a tech lead in a fast-growing startup, and I interview developers twice a week. So after being on the both sides for several years, I realized that software engineer interviews are not only about tech proficiency or your coding skills. The first and the most important thing is your mindset. You need to understand that the person interviewing you is not looking for a perfect coder or a problem solver.
What?
I mean, he is, but also he is looking for someone that he will feel comfortable to stay for 9 hours a day at the same room. Even if it's a remote position, I hope you know what I mean. Also, you need to keep in mind that interviewer doesn't know you. Doesn't know about your weakness, your past failures, or your imposter syndrome. And that's your advantage. He knows only something about your working experience from your resume. And it's safe to say that your working experience looks very impressive if you are already sitting in front of him and you were not filtered out before. An interviewer will simply try to understand if everything written on your resume is true. So behave accordingly. You are a professional. Another important thing that you need to understand is that interview is not an exam. Your interviewer is interviewing you, but you should interview him too. I understand you are looking for a job, but you shouldn't be desperate about it. Try to figure out if this position and this company is a good match for you. Once I had an interview where I felt that my interviewer was just flexing on me. He was just trying to show, or maybe even to prove, that he was a very smart person, and he just didn't care about my answers. Do you think I felt excited to work with such person after such interview? It brings us to the last point that will help you to build a proper mindset. You need to be able to accept rejections. As you understand, sometimes it's not just you, it's the interviewer. It happens. Okay, sometimes it can be you, of course. For example, if you fail to answer the technical question. But still, you need to know how to accept your rejection and to learn from your failure for your next interview. But anyway, following all the above, I hope now you understand that sometimes even smooth interview can end up with a rejection. And you need to be ready for that. The second most important thing that you need in order to increase your chances for a successful interview is a proper preparation. Yes, it sounds obviously, but you need to prepare. And you need to prepare the right way. First of all, read about the company and about their product. You need to understand what they are doing and to express your excitement, at least a little bit. I've seen it many times. Just imagine I'm interviewing a candidate that has been working for many years at cybersecurity startup. You know, big scale, sophisticated security threats, real hardcore. And now I need to hire him to do a classic web development. Also, I see that he doesn't really care about our company or about our web app. There is a big chance that if he starts working in our company, he will get bored pretty soon. Maybe he will start looking for another job while working for us, which is not good for us, of course. So when I'm interviewing someone and I see that he is not really excited about our company or not really interested in our product, I need to think twice about him, even if his coding skills are really good. Tell me about yourself sounds like a trivial question, but you shouldn't talk too much so your story won't become boring for an interviewer. You need to highlight the most interesting things about you. Also, make your story a bit personal. For example, add a sentence about your hobbies or what you like to do in your free time. The second story that you need to prepare is your professional story. The story needs to show your value as a software engineer. It's not enough to say something generic like you worked on different features and you fixed different bugs. Choose something specific. Any exotic bug maybe, so you had to do a complicated research, and then when the bug was fixed, it improved the performance of the whole system or probably even saved your VIP customer. Another example can be how you optimized cost of DynamoDB or maybe some AWS infrastructure and saved some money for your company. You can also tell about how you helped to mentor junior developers and you helped your team lead to build an efficient team. There could be a lot of different stories, just choose one that could be the most impressive. You're probably wondering how you can find such story. I've made a full video on that and I highly recommend you to watch it after this one. Do you remember I've told you before that you need to interview your interviewer too? Think before what you are going to ask. What is important for you? Technology, culture, growth potential. Prepare these questions before the interview. You'll show the interviewer that you are serious about the interview because you've come prepared. And the last thing that you should be prepared for is stupid algorithm and data structure questions. Of course, there are the companies where interview questions are more or less the real-world questions. The key goal of an interviewer to check the candidate's abilities of critical thinking and problem solving, and not to check if he remembers sliding window algorithm. But it's not always like that. So refresh the most popular algorithms in your memory before the interview. And don't forget to check about this company on Glassdoor. There is a chance you'll get one of the interview questions mentioned there. This brings us to the third important thing: transparency. If you've seen your interview question on Glassdoor before, it's okay to say that you know this question, but it's also okay to say nothing about it. Just don't mention later in your conversation that you've read the feedbacks about this company on Glassdoor. Also, if you don't know the answer, just tell that you don't know. It looks so bad when someone doesn't know the answer, but he's trying to throw some buzzwords in the air to make an impression that he knows something. Also, if it's a Zoom call and you are using Google or ChatGPT, it's okay to tell your interviewer about it. You can tell that you don't remember the exact syntax and you need to Google it. It's fine. It's fine because we all use Google, ChatGPT, Stack Overflow, and different other tools during our day-to-day job. As an interviewer, I don't care about your correct syntax, to be honestly. I care about your choice of the specific solution. I care if you fully understand this solution or not. I care about how you are thinking. This is the most important thing for me during the interview. So let's wrap it up. In order to increase your chances to pass a software engineer job interview, you need three things. You need a proper interview mindset. You need to prepare for the interview. You need to be transparent. And you need to hit the like button under this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.